Hi, thanks for being in a new video. I'm about to head out on a trip and it's time to test the Galaxy SmartTag 2. Let's get started. Personally, I have been using the SmartTag 1, although the battery ran out very quickly, and to be honest, I was too lazy to change the battery. I never used it anymore, because I used to use it on my keys, but I didn't really lose my keys too much, so I didn't even miss the fact that the battery was dead. But let's give it a try now that I'm going on a trip. I'm gonna put this SmartTag 2 in my checked luggage to see if it's updating while we're in the airport and that sort of thing. So it's not specifically a review, but rather it's going to be an experience of using it on a trip by putting this tag in a suitcase. So let's take it out of the box so you can see more or less how it comes. In this case, it comes with paper slips as usual. There's a little tutorial here on more or less how to use this tag. And finally, here comes the new tag that I personally like much better in this new design. The last generation had a diamond design, a bit ugly to be honest. Here it looks more elegant, minimalist. And the fact that it has this hole will obviously allow you to attach it much easier to your backpack or something else. Remember that this kind of tags can be placed on any pet, even on your car, your backpack, anything you want to track to find it easily. Although it is also worth making this clarification that if you are trying to track a person without their authorization, they will be notified on their cell phone. Remember that several manufacturers have agreed that this type of trackers can be used in the most correct way possible. So this is one of them. And by the way, it also comes with a small key very similar to the one we see when removing a SIM tray or something similar. Although in this case I don't see where it has a hole to use it, but let me show you how easy the bonding process is. In this case, it seems to me that these tags can only be used when you have a Galaxy phone, unlike other Samsung accessories that can be linked with other brands. So I'm simply going to remove this little plastic. It beeped and probably there it is. It's already showing me this dialog box that I can add this tag to my cell phone. It's pretty straightforward, the linking process, and that's obviously one of the highlights of the Galaxy ecosystem always. Now it's telling me to accept the terms, so I'm just going to put accept on it and that's it. It's simply saying keep the tag close. In fact, this is the second tag that I added. On the screen, you're seeing the process that I had with that first tag. The truth is that it's obviously very similar. It simply tells me to press the button that is located in the center of this tag to finish the linking. Afterwards, it is going to install an update because these tags also receive daily updates to try to correct some bugs that may be generated. And that's it. So the linking is super simple. And let me just show you what are the options that the application gives you. Because obviously, besides being a locator, it's going to give you other options since it does have a button. For some reason, on this, which is my second SmartTag 2, I haven't been able to link it as easily. It keeps telling me to get my device ready. I am having some complications. It looks to me like I am going to have to reset this tag. I don't know why. It came totally sealed. But these are things that happen on every device. And that's it. In this second attempt, already after resetting it, it was configured. And note that you can change its icon to go according to whatever you are going to use to track. In this case, I'm going to put a suitcase icon. And I'm going to put suitcase or luggage, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to be it. Basically, that's where I've added it. If you're going to use it with a pet, you could also use SmartThings Pet Care, which is an additional add-on that's probably going to give you tips and stuff, or even you're going to be recording their steps or the walks that you go out to give them. So it could also be a good add-on to monitor your pet's activity, not just to track it. We are going to update the firmware of this tag as the device is asking us to do. And while it is being updated, I tell you that you should always keep in mind that this is not a GPS tag, as some people might come to believe. That is, if you are stranded in a remote place where there is no person nearby, no cell phone, it will be impossible to find your thing or object. This tag will connect to the network of Galaxy devices to try to locate it. So the more Samsung cell phones that are near it, the more likely it is that you will be able to find it. Although it also has ultra-wideband technology. So even if you were in a remote location where there are no cell phones nearby, but you have your cell phone nearby, you could even through your cell phone itself, you could see the direction that she's in, as long as you're in a close radius. But as you move forward, it could tell you that you're getting closer, that there's less meters left. So it has some level of utility, although obviously it's not as accurate like a GPS tag or something like that, just to make it clearer how this tag works. So obviously for this video to work, I need to see Galaxy cell phones near my luggage so that their location is updated, and let's test how well it works. So notice that through the application, it gives us the option that by double tapping this tag, you can ring your cell phone. Something that can be very useful if you are going to carry this on your keychain, or you know that you can always have quick access to it to do the reverse action. If you can't find your cell phone, you can easily ring it. There's also a section that says automatic action, so if you press the button once, you can make it trigger some routine. For example, I could turn on the light in my house, or you can send a notification immediately to someone, or in general, you can change pretty much anything you want in your smart home. So it's interesting too. Although obviously if it takes a while to be configuring all your devices to work perfectly, but this can become a very useful accessory for that. And the same thing you can do if you press and hold. So it has several actions this button has. So not only does it become a tracker tag, but it's also an excellent addition to your smart home. It also allows you over here to check the volume, which is going to have this tag. And you can change the tone for it as well. There are several available. Let me play them for you to sort of listen to. And it also has a power saving mode, but obviously it will decrease its capabilities to find your device. So for example, the tag that I have in the car is over here. And here you might have the option to search nearby. So if you know you're more or less close to your device, this is an excellent option, because watch, as in this case it says to me, move around to find your device. It's not far from here, so I can be moving and walking. And as I get closer to the tag, obviously the signal is going to get stronger. In the case of the car, it is a little more complicated because the tag is inside. So there is a barrier there that will reduce the signal, but it's just a demonstration that I'm giving you so that you know more or less how you could track these things. It also includes an option for you to get a notification if you left without this tag. Notification to enter or exit. Or you can turn on a lost mode so that in case other Samsung users are near this object, they'll get a notification. And finally, you can also share the location of this device. If you already selected a group of people who can see your location, then it could also be useful. And that's pretty much in general terms what you can do with these tags. So let's go on a trip and put this one in the luggage. The rest of the video will be out of the studio. Hey, and I've landed at my final destination after a bit of a long trip, so let's log into SmartThings to check it out, because right now I'm away from my suitcase. So watch, it says it's not near you, but let's check the map, see if it registers anything. Watch, it's updating, and it says it was detected by a nearby device. And watch, it did update my location here. I'm here at the airport, and it already detected me that the suitcase is over here somewhere else. In fact, 16 minutes ago it updated the location of the suitcase, although I must say that I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't giving you a very specific tracking of the movement of the suitcase. Notice that if we select the location history, it is currently showing us the trip I took in very general terms. But for example, notice that where I made a stopover, it doesn't really give me much information on how the suitcase was moving. It just shows me 3 points where the suitcase was. In fact, at 2 of them, I was close to the suitcase because I had to pick it up and put it back on the connection. So I consider that it was simply the 2 points where I was near the suitcase myself, and it doesn't actually give me such a detailed tracking. And at this new point, it notes that it also only has a record of the location and doesn't specifically show me the route the luggage has been following as someone picks it up or anything similar. This because there are not that many Galaxy devices in this environment, so you rely a lot on these Galaxy devices acting as antennas. So if you want a very detailed record of how any object you are tracking is moving, you will require other Galaxies to be nearby, because otherwise they will be very specific points. And finally, I'm going to show you how the ultra-wideband navigation option works. And now let's try the option to search nearby. Notice that in this case it shows me a countdown that I was trying to find the suitcase. As I get closer, it's going to show me that I'm getting closer. Notice I got that notification. So as I get closer to the area where it is, this is supposed to light up as well. So let's try to locate it this way. I'm hovering around here. But in fact, look, I even saw it. I saw that my suitcase is there and it has not been connected. There it is finally. Finally, she says she's close. Look, it tells me it's about 4 meters away, but it's actually not that far away. In fact, here it is. And well, it hasn't really been that useful to me. Ah, look, it's finally telling me it's here. I don't find this label, this tag, but you let me know in the comments if you've had a better experience than I have. For the time being, we found this case, and so we've come to the end of this little usage experience video. I hope you liked it. If you did, you know you can point it out, and we'll see you next time.